Telling you right now, if you're watching this video, you better have a snorkel, a pair of goggles, something like that, some floaties perhaps, near you because the goddamn earth is drowning. I don't know how many times I gotta tell you people that you should have already looted scuba tanks, but at the very least, just a snorkel wherever you are. Or perhaps you've accepted the new ocean lords as your lords and saviors, and you're just gonna forgo, like, trying to preserve your humanity and just become a fish person. Just get downright Lovecraftian with it. Okay, so we've got Justice League number 12 here, part 3 of Drowned Earth. Now, you know the deal. I actually like this, so I'm not going to show you everything because I've looked at the ship numbers for this event, and they're not good. So, as a personal favor to me, come on, man. But, you know what, this comic has made me realize that we live in a world where I could just zip on down to South America and get my coveted not even cosmetic, downright necessary surgical procedure, aka the gillectomy, for $35 American, and then come back up. I could have gills in 24 hours. Straight up. Would I be alive in 25 hours? Who knows, that remains to be seen. But thanks to the Ocean Lords, I've accepted them. They're going to give me gills free of cost. So, let's look at this cover here. Why are these people on it? Well, at the end of Drowned Earth Part 2, these fools show up at the Hall of Justice. Because this guy, he doesn't know when to get out of town. I mean, Batman, he has at least probably like... How many jet skis do you think Batman has? Like, how many bat skis do you think he has? At least, like, 4? 4, and then probably one that's, like, connected. You know, like sidecars and motorcycles, but, like, a couple of those of jet ski versions, which I don't know if that's, like, super sick or really lame. But, yeah, he definitely has boats. He's probably got, like, a bat yacht. He's got a bat, Plantoon. What am I thinking? It's a like shitty boat that everybody has on lakes. Pontoon. There it is. He's got like a couple bat pontoons, but these people show up, and well, look at that. Not too great for the old Batman. So let's just go ahead and get in on this. Now, before, I think almost every first page has been like a flashback of some sort of dealing with Aquaman or Atlantis, or Mara, or whatever. This one is coming to our boy Black Manta because turns out he was the one who brought the Ocean Lords in because the guy, he cares about sea life, and he wants to be king. And I mean, if he had a disease, we would let him be Ocean King. We would just let him do it, but. Or is it because he's black? But whatever. Anyway, so we see this flashback here. His father and he are in a hurricane looking for treasure because nobody else is going to be out on the water. That means you have you've increased your chance for looking for treasure for about like 20%. So I would highly recommend, when the weather is the worst, get your treasure on. But his father is calling it in, and apparently the treasure they're looking for has been moved. And I've watched like a little bit of stuff about ocean treasure hunting things, and it's so the red tape is fucking ridiculous. Like, only these people can look here, or these people here, or who has a claim on it, blah blah blah. It's borderline makes me not want to be a treasure hunter, to be honest. And it's like, if I'm not gonna be a treasure hunter, like what am I even gonna be fucking doing? This right here? No, this is a means to become a treasure hunter. Don't worry, it's part of my grand plan. Look, this right here, no problem if I had gills. So he's calling it in. The person he's talking to on the other end is like, what the fuck are you doing? You have your kid out there? And then Black Manta, he's staring at this suit right here. And it's like, hey kid, you can look at that suit anytime. Look at this. Look at this fucking wrath of nature out here. You should be looking for treasure, but you're looking at this suit? What the fuck, man? But there is some good writing in this. I'm probably going to skip over a lot of it because that's the way I do things here. He didn't understand all the ocean did was take. It took lives, it took ships. The last hurricane had taken dozens of both, and now it took what his father had sacrificed everything to reach. Why couldn't they just take it back? See, personal vendetta here. If you take treasure from somebody, it's not case closed on that. You gotta be looking over your shoulder for decades. You gotta be perusing the obituaries for centuries, or however long you live. I mean, I assume when you get treasure, you add a couple years to your life. I don't know. I should probably know more about treasure if I'm gonna make that my career. But then we have Black Manta here, who, he also has Aquaman's powers. He just took them. And now, these beings here, the Sea Lords, they are simply extensions of his will. And my will is your doom. Great quote. But then Commander Drogue's here, like, come on, man. Get your shit together. And then he's just holding a flaming skull for whatever fucking reason. Now, like, I totally missed this when I first read it, but what? What? What are we doing here? This is underwater. You got a flaming skull. I mean, are you trying to look the most evil you can look? I mean, there are two things you can be holding to look evil. An apple and a flaming skull. Guess they don't. I mean, fish people don't eat apples, I suppose. Whatever. It's just fucking weird. So we see who he's talking to. Let's look at these guys. We've got Superman here with the Superman brand eye patch. I guess he puts up his ass crack every day of his life in case it happens. And this one day, he's like, it worked out, but he's going to have some serious pink eye if they get over this. Superman, Mara, Flash here, she's using her aquakinesis to keep these creatures out, because once the water touches them, it's over. You can see here, Flash, I already said downright Lovecraftian, but this is what it is. He's looking a little Shadow over Innsmouth. Yes, Lindsay Parks, a literary scholar. But he's been using his powers to stave off the transformation, but apparently Manta's getting in his old noodle there, and he's trying to force me to let the infection take hold. I don't know if I can fight this. So, Mara and Ocean Master? Orm? I read some more of the Aquaman New 52, so I'm a little bit more updated on what the fuck's going down below sea level, but I'm still, I'm pretty new at it. So my bad if I'm mispronouncing dude's name. But they went to this secret place in Atlantis to find a conch, the conch centerpiece of Arian's crown. Arian, that's a little... You took a gamble using that name in today's climate. Was supposed to help us fight these creatures, but there's nothing here, nothing that can help us. But if we're going down, then at least we'll go down fighting. And then they all strike some poses in a water bubble. So I'm gonna skip... Oh, do I skip this page? No, we're good. So we see Hall of Justice here is completely submerged in the violet water, which I've said before, not an acceptable color for water. We see Lex Luthor here and Chitara. That's who it is. So they're looking at this thing here, which apparently is called the Totality. I have read almost no DC events and definitely nothing new. So this is a complete mind-boggling object to me here. So if you know anything about it, feel free to let me know. But so he's saying that they could use it. That is why they are losing this war with the sea gods. They continue to hold to ideals that are a little more than a fiction. Do you have it? And then Chitara here's got a fucking keyblade. I don't even like Kingdom's Hearts, but I mean, it's a giant key. What, the key to the city? What's going on here? She says, this goes against my every instinct, Luthor, to destroy a relic like this one with such apparent power. But for us to take the power we need, the graveyard of gods must be destroyed. No! We have to preserve architecture. This is what happens, man. This is some straight up terrorism right here, is when you start taking down monuments. It's not a good look. History will not look back on you favorably. And destroying its key is the only way to do it. And if Diana is truly inside, all the better. For that, I'll break a principle or two. That's called compromise. Sometimes you gotta bust out your key to Gotham City Keyblade, and then also murder your arch nemesis or something. I've never read a Wonder Woman anything, but I mean, you're a cat lady. I feel like Wonder Woman could just get a water gun. You know, I feel like it's super easy to take her out. You could just declaw her. Does she even have claws? I don't know what's going on here. So I'm going to skip the next page, but Joker, Sinestro, Gorilla Grodd, they're traipsing through the Hall of Justice. Well, they're heading towards the Hall of Justice gift shop. But before that, they're heading through, like, the artifact room. And they're talking about how they put Batman in a wheelchair. So, and then they're like, he's not an issue anymore. No, man. Like, if you put somebody in a wheelchair who's not accustomed to being in a wheelchair, 100% they're going to try to crawl out of the wheelchair. I mean, that's why people love to push people out of wheelchairs, to see them crawl, to see them struggle. And if it's Batman, he's going to figure out a way to get out of that scenario. Batman can't be paralyzed. And I'm sorry if you're watching this in a wheelchair, but it ain't going to happen. There's never going to be a dope-ass superhero who can't use legs. I'm calling it now. But luckily for Bats, he found an old, bulky, like Hulkbuster, bulky Lex Luthor exosuit, and he just comes punching in, and he's like, no. Enough of this. Get to the gift shop, buy a couple keychains, and be on your merry way. And then we cut back to, okay, this is where the art gets fucking fantastic. Like, the art for this has been, like, you could like it, you could not like it, blah, blah, blah. But this art change for the Graveyard of the Gods, holy shit, it's very worth. So, let's just drink it in. Just drink it in, because by the time you see this, the purple water will have risen to your eyeballs. Just accept it. So just look at this. It looks downright fantastical. And I'm not talking your weirdo fantasies. I'm just talking like someone else's weirdo fantasies where they like write books about orcs and shit. But it just like, god damn, this right here would be perfect as a cover-up for your shitty tattoos. If you're watching this, I mean, like, I assume everyone who watches these has a shitty Superman or Batman tattoo on their person somewhere. It's super faded, or you have some barbed wire, which, why did you ever think that was a good idea? Oh, it shows that I'm dangerous, motherfucker. You can put a rug on barbed wire. If I can put rug on something and make it not dangerous, the shit ain't dangerous. Or you have some shitty tribal. You can use this and cover it up. I mean, it's fucking great. So, at the end of the previous issue, Wonder Woman and Aquaman, they head to the Graveyard of the Gods because they're like, look, maybe Poseidon will help us out because, like, this is some ocean shit. He's, like, the OG when it comes to that. I mean, maybe consult a marine biologist or two, but they don't have time. And Poseidon's like, oh, you want me to help you? And he fucking stabs Aquaman, which is, I don't think it's the first time they've ever met, but it's probably, like, it's been a minute. So that's quite the opening line to an acquaintance when you just fucking stab. So they just start fucking fighting. Like, the coloring on this is insane. So, oh god, he says that he was trying to help, but then Aquaman, you can't stab this man to death apparently. If pain is helping this twisted realm, then let me return the favor. Be glad I did not bring a trident of my own. So he says, like, the earth is drowning from these three powerful ocean lords. He cast them down to the graveyards of the gods previously. These are their names. And he's like, look, this whole place is going to be destroyed by the damn cheetah woman who trapped him here. How does that work? This dude's at least 50 feet tall and she's a cat. Is it because she's nimble? Because she lands on her feet? I feel like Poseidon doesn't land on his feet. So, okay, so what he wanted to do, he wished to enhance Aquaman with the raw power of the life force. A movie I still haven't seen, my bad. But the gods stripped you of your power and connection to it, giving it to the traitor Manta. That power is the key. It's what spurs their rage. It is what brought them to our world in the first place, but not as enemies. You must understand. And then he says in the next 2 pages, he gives like the whole backstory of the Ocean Lords. So I'm gonna skip that. It's a little complicated, but if you really want to know, I feel like maybe skip Taco Bell and get this, because like this is great, especially this. So he tells them the history of them, and then I just have to. He admits defeat, that he was wrong about something. Not gonna give it entirely away. And look at that, just defeated pose. It looks downright statuesque. And then we see here this, which is this is awful. This hard outline in this like dreamy atmospheric looking thing. Look at this. What's even going on with your fucking do right here, man? So he's like, look, we're all basically gonna die. I can feel the graveyard is about to implode. Like, we cut back to the Hall of Justice. Batman is taking care of business, and then this is gonna be the last page I show, because it looks fantastic. But I just, Flash here, he's got a great line. And he says, you know, I really didn't picture drowning in the middle of the desert being pulled apart by fish people as the way I was gonna go. But I guess that's life. And I gotta assume that's how H.P. Lovecraft wanted it to end as well. A lot more stuff happens. And then at the very end, Black Manta says a semi-famous movie line. It was from an old movie. It got remade a couple years ago. You can guess in the comments, or you could just go get it. And, you know, if you're adverse to guessing or something, I don't know. I gotta go. I gotta, like, figure out what the sushi situation is gonna be. Like, if everybody's underwater, I mean, everybody's gotta eat fish, but, like, what about Japanese people have been turned in to fish people? That took like 7 years for them to become a sushi master. What's there? Are they unemployed? I gotta get down. I gotta get down to the unemployment fish office.